I am a fucking badass. I know the lighting is horrible, but at the moment I don't give a shit because I'm exhausted. So, lately, I've been getting very serious about my future and my business and the exact kind of business I want to build to live the exact kind of lifestyle I want to build. I've been watching a lot of training in the last 4 or 5 days, and I finally finished everything. I was like, all right, today, this afternoon, after I was done, I decided to go for a walk on the beach just because I needed time to think and to figure everything out. So I went for a walk and did figure a lot of things out and figure out exactly what I wanted. I'm like, all right, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. The way to get it is to generate this amount of money and just like becoming very, very clear on what I wanted. And the first thing on the list was become the most badass man on earth. Now, I know that is unrealistic and it's very hard to quantify, but I just want to have that mindset. I want to believe down to my very core that I am the most badass man on earth. And that was just an item on my list. I'm like, I want to get to that point. And as I was walking, I got to approximately 15 kilometers in, like of walking. And I'm walking on the beach, and from where I'm standing, the end of the beach, like it kind of curves in, so to the tip, it's about 2 kilometers. I'm like, I feel like running. I want to run to the end. And I haven't run in at least 6 months, maybe a year, so my cardio is complete shit and very bad conditions. But I'm like, I don't care. Let's run 2 kilometers. So I start running, and hi. So yeah, so I start running. It's like horrible conditions because it's the sand, it's wet, the waves are crashing in. Sometimes I'm running in up to like 6 inches of waves, but you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm like, it's just 2 kilometers. Get to the end. So keep going. Eventually get to the end. I'm like, well, there's another 2 kilometers before I get to the exit, so why not run there? So I keep running and get to the exit. Then I look and I'm like, there's another 5 kilometers till the end of the beach. So why not just keep running? So I keep running, and by then I'm pretty exhausted. My knees are starting to hurt, but I'm like, I don't care. Let's just keep going, see how far I can get. So keep going and going, and eventually I get to the end. I get to the end, I'm like, why not just turn around and run the 5 kilometers back? So turn around, and of course the wind now is blowing in my face. Starts raining. I'm exhausted. My knees are hurting. My feet are sinking in the sand. Waves are crashing in like horrible conditions. I'm like, I don't care. The whole point is to embody this. So let's just keep running. So I keep running and running and running. And eventually I get to the end. I'm like, holy shit. I just ran 12 kilometers after walking 15 kilometers. And I haven't run in a good 6 months to a year. That is pretty badass. So I'm like, ooh, what if I just run straight into the ocean? Now, unfortunately, that doesn't make sense because I had my phone in my bag and my headphones on. So instead, I run to the wood, take off my bag and my headphones, rip off my t shirt, and just run straight into the ocean. And the deeper I get, the waves are crashing in and it becomes harder and harder, but I keep going, even though I'm exhausted after running 12 kilometers and I'm pretty much out of breath and half dead. I'm like, nope, keep going, and I keep going and going and going until I can't run anymore because there's water up to my neck. And that is the moment that I finally stop. And that is when it hits me. I'm like, wow, I just did that. Like, spur of the moment. No planning, no training, nothing. Just doing it. And I realized, okay, I'm not aiming for that goal. I already accomplished that goal. I already am that person. So I'm pretty sure I just started a new phase of my life. And I'm not quite sure what's going to be included in that phase, but whatever it is, it's going to be pretty fucking awesome.